This is John Lowe from the 2018 30K Challenge. Man, we're really getting this thing going here. Taking trades now on a consistent basis to try to hit my goal of $30,000 by the end of the year. Starting funding it with money I'm earning from Uber. So anyway, let's go over this trade here that I took. This is XLE. XLE is a ETF. If you don't know what an ETF is, do a little search on Google and you can educate yourself a little bit on that. I'm going to draw some lines here. This is a macro pivot, and this is a macro pivot. Macro pivots is an area where the price of the stock turns around. So it goes up here, turns around, comes down here, turns around. So that's what a macro pivot is, okay? Each one of these candles here, as you can see down here, equals 1 day. So, you know, it's a jump there because of a holiday and the weekend, but 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. So this is going to be a swing trade, okay? Because I think this price of this stock is going to go down here again shortly. And the reason why I think is because this is a very significant line right here. This line is a 200 D200. And what D200 means, it's the average of the last 200 of these candles, average price. If you look at this, then we draw these other lines. This is a 100, the yellow line, the 100. And then if I draw the 20, this is a 20. And then I'm going to draw this green one, which is a 9 exponential moving average. And then here up here is a 50. Here's a 50 right here. So when you look at this, the way you want to interpret this is every line you see here is a barrier. You know, either it makes it go up or it makes it go down, depending upon where you are at, where the price action is in the picture. So I believe, see, there's an open window here. There's no lines between this red one and this blue one. And as we go up, there's a not too big of a space here. And then there's this 9, and then there's a big gap here. But what I try to do is I try not to trade against the trend of this 9 EMA. Exponential moving average is what EMA means. You can look that up on Google too. But it basically takes the average of the last 9 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So with these candles right through here, this is the average price right here. So what I'm expecting the price to do, and you can see the price action, it's sort of hovering through the 200 here. But as the 9 comes down through here, it comes down, pushes, you know, the 9 pushes the price down, tries to come up through again here and pushes it down. And I believe this is, yeah, today. So anyway, what I'm looking for is, let's move this forward here, 1 day, boom. And this is what happened to today. So I sort of messed this trade up because before I went to work, I got into this trade probably right here. Let's go to a 5-minute chart here. So as we're doing, here's the 9 EMA way up here on the daily chart. But on this 5-minute chart, meaning that every candle here equates to 5 minutes of time. So the 9 is much lower down here, if that makes sense, right? The 9 EMA, 9 candles, and just the average just changes much more rapidly. Right off the bat, as it got short, I opened up my trade on my account right here, XLE. and I traded that field today. I don't know why it's not here today. Today field. Well, I don't know why it's not here. Oh, here. How do we just click on that? Anyway, it's not showing, but as you can see in my positions, I do have this position of XLE and I'm up $47 on it, and I took this position this morning. Okay, but that was a little bit of a mistake. Actually, what I probably should have done is really I should have waited for a retest.
Attention, an alert target has been reached.
Sorry about that, guys. Mute that. I should have waited for a retest of this daily 200, and because it didn't, because it began to fail through here, yeah, the 9 pushed it up, but up somewhere up here, it couldn't hold this level above the 200 because too many people were pushing it down, and it went down, hit the 200. It couldn't come up and make a new high, right? So this would be high of day here, and then it couldn't make another new high, so that's a failure. And once it got below here, and you can see all these lines through here, all these lines act as support and resistance as well, and could have added more to my trade here, and and would be in really good position. So it went down, came back up and then this time as it came back up really fast, you could tell that this line right here, which is red, and we know that this red one, it counts for the last 200 candles. And you can see it did break over the daily 200, but it rejected really nicely. Double top here at just about $68, 4 cents shy of $68, as you can see right over here. And then it just went kerflush or flush. And yeah, doing really well on this thing. So I believe as this 9 EMA on the daily chart comes closer in, it's just going to push this price action down even further. And this is definitely a good confirmation of it. I would be surprised tomorrow if it gapped down even lower. On my big account, I have a lot more contracts on this, but on this small account, I got to be careful how I trade it. And so I only took one contract short. But if I make several $100s on this, I'll be very, very happy with that. Okay. And the only other trade I took was on Nvidia. Here I'm taking a max risk of almost $200. And here you can calculate the total max risk here, which would be 1150 right here minus 970. 1150 minus 970, that's 180. So my max risk here is so it's actually $1.80 times 100, which is $180. So I have 58 days for this trade to work out for me. That NVDA is going to go, above $250. So I think it's going to work out. Hopefully, and if not, I'm only risking $180 to see if this works out for me. Okay. So anyway, that's about it. Hope that makes sense. Hope you like this trade that I did on XLE. And I hope you understand why I'm making the trade. I'm following the 9 EMA. This is a major, major line. This line, a lot of people use it, and because it got broken and it couldn't hold it, I saw this yesterday when I was just sort of scanning my charts, that once this got below the daily 200 here, and it was getting rejected by the 9, I said, hey, this is a trade I want to take. I really should have took it up here though. Oh man, I should have took it up here. And you can see it went all the way up to the 9 EMA perfectly here, which is that high of day, and then rejected. All right, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.